Hello and you're welcome to this edition of the weather presentation. The 2025 rainfall season hasn't been one of the best we've had in recent times. There were reports of positive rains from a number of places. A look at our observed rainfall throughout the season, starting with that for April. This shows a map of rainfall anomalies, areas that had less than normal rainfall and areas that had above normal rainfall. So we see that the brownish to yellowish coloration are areas that showed rainfall less than what they were supposed to be for this particular time of the year. So case in question is the southeastern part of the country, where we had reports of rainfall that were less than what they were supposed to be for the month of April. Other areas also had less than normal rainfall, speaking about much of the central states into parts of the northern part of the country, because they still had rain nonetheless. As we get into the month of May, we see that cases of rainfall less than what they were supposed to be is quite high over the southwestern part of the country, parts of the southeast. Again, the central states is speaking specifically of areas around Kogi into Kwara, Niger, and parts of the Federal Capital Territory. We also had cases of less than normal rainfall over the northern part of Jigawa, Kano, and Katsina axis, also speaking about Adamawa in the far northeast. As we get into the month of June, we have cases of less than normal rainfall over the southwestern tip of the country, the south this time around, the Federal Capital Territory, parts of Kwara into Niger, the areas just around Kano and its environs, and parts of Borno State. And as we get into the month of July, we see that the cases of less than normal rainfall were much over much of the central states, pushing into the northern parts of the country, extending to parts of Jigawa, Bauchi, and Katsina. We also had cases of less than normal rainfall over the southeastern part of the country. And as we get into the last month of our presentation, which is in the month of August, we had less than normal rainfall over much of the southern half of the country, pushing also into parts of the southwest, and this area of Kogi into Kwara, Niger, Federal Capital Territory, parts of Kaduna, again into Kano axis, Kano, Jigawa, parts of Katsina, Taraba, and southern Adamawa State. So much cases of less than normal rainfall. What's the implication of this distribution? We have the standard precipitation index, which shows the extent of dryness or wetness over a particular region. And these are seasonal SPI maps. This is for April, May, June. We have cases of less of dryness, of moderately to severe dryness over the southwestern tip of the country and parts of the northwest, speaking about Kebbi into parts of Niger State and parts of Zamfara. As we get into the next season, which is 3 months overlapping season, this is May, June, and July, we have cases of severe to extreme dryness that was observed over the southwestern part of the country and parts of the central states, speaking about the Federal Capital Territory, parts of Kogi into Niger and Kwara. They were extremely dry. Of course, other parts of the country wasn't any that better, as we see that there isn't much greenish coloration, and so even the areas that are in white are still not very promising. And as we move into the next 3 seasons, speaking about June, July, August, just see how dry, and this is extremely to severely dry situations that were observed over parts of the central states. Again, case in question, Kogi State, Kwara, parts of Niger, the Federal Capital Territory, parts of Kaduna State, and some parts of Benue State. And as we move into the last season, which is July, August, and September, case of severe to extreme dryness still over parts of Niger into parts of Kwara and Kogi State, the Federal Capital Territory, parts of the south, the southwest, parts of Benue State, pushing into Taraba and into parts of southern Adamawa State. So we had cases of so much extreme dryness. So we had a situation whereby there were flash points that were consistently dry. Amongst those flash points were the southeast, the southwestern part of the country, the southwest and the south-south. Kogi, Kwara State, the Federal Capital Territory, was also quite dry. Benue State and parts of Taraba. The season not only had an extended dry spell, but there were cases of meteorological drought, as there was rainfall deficiency for most of the seasons over certain locations. So an extended dry spell leads to meteorological drought, which itself is a precursor to agricultural and hydrological drought. By the way, there were also agricultural drought during the season in a few places. Kwara State was one of those that witnessed this agricultural drought. So we'll bring you more information on drought in subsequent presentations. Thank you for watching.